Welcome back to part 4 of the debt series on the Money Mindset Podcast and on YouTube, Budgets Made Easy. We have talked about knowing where you're starting, how you're going to get there, where the heck are you even going? And today I want to talk a little bit about mindset because mindset is incredibly important along this journey because you're not going to be able to just flip a switch and be debt free tomorrow, right? If you could, you would have done it already. This is going to be a journey. It's going to be a process and it's going to take time, which means you're not going to get it right all of the time. It's life is going to happen. Everything is not going to go smoothly all the time. Things will come up and you have to let go of the perfectionism. So, what that means, because a lot of you, including myself, do not realize that you're a perfectionist until somebody points it out to you. Because, like, for me, I'm not a type A, super organized. Like, that's what I think of when I think of perfectionist, like super organized, super like everything needs to be in its place. My life is chaos. My house is chaos. I don't have a place for everything. I am not organized in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of that is because I'm a perfectionist. And so I avoid doing things because I don't know the right, quote unquote, right way to do it. I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to make a decision. So even a simple decision like where to save something, where to put it, I can't do it. Like I'm all decisioned out. I can only make so many decisions in a day, right? Or I have high expectations. I want it to look like this Pinterest room. I want it to be all nice and organized. And I know I won't be able to do it. So then why even try? Same thing goes for debt and your money journey. You probably are thinking, yeah, that is me, Ashley. I do that. I avoid things because it's not going to be quote unquote perfect. I feel like I need to have all this time to do something that really only takes 15 minutes. Um, the most important thing is to just get going and to let go of those expectations. So you can't expect yourself to be a completely different person overnight. That's going to take time. You're not going to be able to, most likely. Okay. Now, if you're an overachiever and you're like, tell me what to do, I'm going to do it right now. Great. That is not most of us. So if you think that, okay, I have to do my budget, stop eating out, drop everything, cut all these expenses, do cash envelopes, start sinking funds. I got to start paying off debt, and you got to do it all this week. That's not a realistic expectation, and you're setting yourself up for failure. So, we want to make sure that our expectations are realistic, they're not too high, and you're not expecting yourself to be perfect. So, if you expect, like, if your expectation is, I'm going to pay this debt off in the next 12 months, but everything has to go perfectly for that to happen, that's not realistic. Okay. Give yourself 18 months. And if you do it faster than that, awesome. Like, awesome. But if you set your expectations unrealistically high and you don't reach them because you can't, you're not perfect, you're not a robot, and it was unrealistic to begin with, you're going to give up more easily because you're like, okay, well, I tried this and it did not work. I've done all the things, Ashley, it did not work. Um, it will work. You have to give it time. You have to give yourself time and you have to start slow, do one thing at a time, and know that life is going to happen. Like, it's not going to go perfectly 100% of the time. Like, it's not going to happen. Okay. So adjust your expectations. Adjust your expectations of life. What happens in life, things will happen. Expectations of your partner, expectations of your kids. Like, they are not going to be on the same page as you all of the time. You're going to have to compromise. Things are going to come up, especially with kids. It's like there's just always something, right? And so if you haven't planned for it yet, maybe you haven't got to that point where you remembered it or you just don't have the money in your budget yet, you haven't had enough time to save up for it yet. It's not realistic to have an expectation that oh, well, from here on out, I'm just going to say no to everything, or I'm going to, if I can't pay cash for it, or I'm just going to not let my kids do sports or do anything at school because I didn't put it in the budget, even though you have the money for it. If you haven't planned for it, it's like our thinking is typically not that straightforward, right? Like, you got to be a little flexible and let go of the perfectionism a little bit because it's not going to be perfect. And so you've got to have some realistic expectations for your budget, your plan, yourself, and just know stuff's going to come up. You can't control everything. And a lot of the perfectionism comes from trying to control everything. And so when you just have lower expectations, when you hit it or go beyond it, then you're excited. And then it's like, oh, yes. Now, if you would have hit the same marker, but your expectation was way higher, you're going to be disappointed. But if your expectations were lower and you hit the same place, you're ecstatic because you beat your expectations. So sometimes it's better to have some lower expectations of yourself and your budget, your plan, and all of the things so that you can stay motivated to keep going. Because that is really the most important thing is to just keep going. You will get there as long as you don't give up. If you're just moving in the right direction, you are going to get there. You're going to get to where you want to be as long as you don't stop, right? You can have some ups and downs. Life is going to happen. There are seasons to everything, but you've really got to stay going. Just stay moving and keep your goals lower and realistic so that you can hit them and keep going and hit even further than them. So, yeah, I hope you have a great week. The Debt to Wealth bundle is open today. Tonight, I am doing the free training, how to pay off $500 in debt in 30 days. The links are below. You can go to budgetsmadeeasy.com/debt to wealth bundle. Or if you haven't signed up for the free training tonight, go to budgetsmadeeasy.com/workshop. Both of those should redirect you to the right place, but you can also click the link in the show notes as well. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and we're going to talk about consistency because a lot of you have unrealistic expectations of what consistency means and how much is really going to help you in the grand scheme of paying off debt. So join me tomorrow, part 5 of the 5-part debt series, and I will talk to you guys soon.